a video about Autotrader. So, as I've sort of explained before, I pay £1,591 per month, including the VAT, for 10 adverts on Autotrader. That's it. So £1,600 a month for 10 adverts. But they also give you the portal that you use for valuing cars and everything else. So, when I was at the Autotrader Retailer Awards, if I haven't mentioned it before, they sort of do presentations. And I would very much say that you're sat on your table looking up at the stage and all they're telling you is electric vehicles are on the up, the sales are up, everything's up. You've got to start dealing in electric cars. I have never sold an electric car yet. So I'm sat there and I'm like, right, 60%. I'm looking at Bianca thinking, well, have I got to start buying Teslas or something? I don't know. And I would say that I have interacted with thousands of people, I would say, over the last couple of years doing social media. And I am rubbish at sourcing cars for people, okay? I admit that. I just don't know how to fit it in and actually nail down the deal, which is something I need to improve on myself. But I promise you, and I am telling you, I have never been requested by hundreds, if not thousands of people to buy them an electric car. So I'm sat there thinking, how are you all raving about electric cars? And I've never sold one or been asked to sell one. Now, I know people and businesses buy them because they're good for tax purposes, but I've never had a private customer want to buy one off me. Maybe that's just me, okay? And I'm getting it wrong, but it very much feels like the market is dictated to you by Autotrader. Now, I've got to be careful I don't look like I'm slagging them off you, because I'm not, but I'm just telling the truth. And I've always promised that I will come on you and tell the truth. However that goes down with people, I don't really care to a point. So it feels to me like Autotrader is saying, right, you've got to sell electric cars now. And I'm like, oh, right, well, let's go and buy some electric cars. But my other sort of thing with Autotrader is they have a tool where you put the reg and the miles into the car and it tells you a trade and a retail value of that car, right? That's it. So then as a trader, if you don't follow that retail price or you go above it, it'll be classed as higher price. Then as a consumer, you go online, you think, oh, he's asking too much for that. That's high price, low price, good price. And if you go on Autotrader and look for a car, you'll know exactly what I mean. It's sort of graded in green, orange, red, and lower prices like a grey. So I've told you this story before. I had a car priced as lower price. I couldn't sell it. I raised it up by £1,000 to the good price category and I sold it. So technically, someone had to pay £1,000 more to see that car because they're so involved in that good high price, low price situation. Now, I think it's slightly unfair, and this is my reasoning behind this. So let's just make up an example. Dave owns a Volkswagen Golf. He's owned it from brand new. He's kept it in his garage and it's been serviced every 6,000 miles by Volkswagen because he's a fanatic with it. It's never seen wet and it's permanently been in a lovely, cosy, warm garage. So type the reg and the miles of Dave's car in, gives you a trade and a retail price. Now, you could get the other Dave who's never serviced it. He's driven it like an absolute weapon. It's never been looked after. It's been parked under a tree his whole life. It will still come out with the same valuations. Yeah. So I hope you get what I'm saying here. Autotrader doesn't take into account how that car has been cared and nurtured for. So it's bringing me to a point now with my sales business that I refuse to sell anything I'm not happy with anymore. I've done it in the past. Oh, well, it's not, it's old, but, and all they do is cause me headaches. I sold a Hyundai i10 to a guy a couple of months ago. The other night, he rang me at midnight, wrecked, steaming, left me a voice note, calling me all the names under the sun. It turns out that this little Hyundai that I sold for 1,800 quid had a seized caliber on it, which 2 months down the line, I don't know what's happened there, yeah. Anyway, the next day he's apologised for saying all these things to me. I said, look, send me the invoice and I'll speak to the warranty company and I want to help you. And if I can help sort of reimburse you half, I've never seen an invoice or nothing. To be honest, I don't know if it was just a drunken rage or what, I don't know. But when you're selling cars for a lesser value, they just seem to cause issues. So I'm very much like now, very low on stock because I refuse to sell anything. I'm not completely and utterly 101% behind yet. So my stock is very low. I went all the way down to Devon yesterday to buy a GLC coupe that I'd seen on motorway and won. So in the advert, it was described as gold. It was mint. I got there, right? It had a scratch in every panel. It stunk of fags. It was dog ears all in the back of it. I'm like, I'm not buying that for over cap clean money. And then Autotrader's already dictating to me what it's worth. There's no margin in it. And I just feel like sometimes the narrative is dictated to us as car dealers by Autotrader. And I think sometimes, the actual reality of what's going on is missed by the data, the scientists, the data. What about the fact that this has been a beautifully cared for car? and I hate to say this, and look, I won't get all political, but it very much reminds me of back in the COVID days of when the government was telling you, you can't hug your nan unless it's a plastic curtain, because COVID won't go over the curtain or around it, but, you know, this hugging curtain will save your life. And we all believed it. And I hate to say it, as a car dealer and as a consumer, we all believe the green, the red, the white, and the pricing strategy, which I think is taking the skill out of selling cars. And it's certainly affecting me, because I won't go and buy anything right now that I don't think has got enough profit in it and is good enough for me to stand here and sell without giving me problems. But look, please tell me if you think I'm miles off the mark. Let me know. And like I say, I don't want to be sort of looking as if I'm going after Autotrader or anything, but I think it feels to me like you either get involved or don't bother. That's your sort of answer right now with selling and buying cars. So anyway, that's enough of me talking about that, and I shall speak to you all very soon. Thank you.